Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I think that it's fairly clear that I am a relatively understanding man. I think, you know, lost in kind of all the hilarity and over the top response to stuff. When the chips are down, I'm pretty understanding. But over the weekend, an editor at Kotaku decided to call me something not only hilariously untrue, but completely unprompted, a label that is so vile and so damaging that I can only assume they are attempting to damage my career, damage my ability to get sponsors, and they did it maliciously. There was an article over the weekend about the Intellivison Amico. It's a retro remake console that you may or may not have heard about. What do I have to do with this? Absolutely nothing. But for some reason, mega galaxy brain Zach Zweisen decided to meander around and include a bizarre line calling me a white supremacist. Obviously something that is hilariously untrue. Now, the reason that I care about this stuff is because when you Google my name, when sponsors look for me, if you include my name, which is why they do this stuff, this kind of stuff comes up. It actively hurts my ability to earn money. This is a point I made quite clear to the last game journalist who decided to slander me and commit libelous statements about me, in which their boss called me on my cell phone, apologized, they removed the article, and printed a retraction, which is what you're supposed to do when one of your editors or writers says something that can get you sued. Now, Kotaku.com is on its last legs. We all know this. The endless layoffs, the mass exodus of employees probably means that I think it's Patricia Hernandez, I think, as senior editor now, leaves her with quite a bit to look over. But this particular article is one that is likely, a statement about me is likely to get them sued if they don't remove it, retract it immediately. Now, I didn't say anything about this all weekend long. That's how reasonable and nice I am. Okay? I contacted the author, Zach Zweisen, directly and asked him to remove this. He never replied. And so now I have to make a video about it. I sent Zach a DM, quite frankly, that was pretty specific. I wrote, in your latest piece on the Amico, you literally called me a terrible thing. Are you trying to get Kotaku sued? I misspelled that. Please correct this immediately. That was several hours ago. Now, no reply. So now I get to make a video that I will ask that you share, that you put on social media, and let Kotaku know that they are headed down a dangerous financial path. And to the people that would doubt me on this, I think you only need to look up my track record. Okay, I'm not joking around when I say that I will be unleashing the half-Asian super lawyer if this is not fixed. The new gaming console that became a giant car crash explained. And the sad thing about Zach is he's probably a good writer, but his own personal vendettas or ideological positioning has caused him could cause him great financial trouble. On October 22nd, 2018, the Intellivison unveiled the Amico, a family-friendly retro console. The pitch, the games will be simple and to play and cost no more than $8. The console will cost about $180, and all games being exclusive. In the initial trailer, the Amico was given a release date of October 10th, 2020. A year and three delays later, a lot has changed. Today in 2021, the console is now available simply for pre-order for $250 to $300, double the cost. The games can cost as much as $20, not $8, and they won't all be exclusives. It would be easier to excuse these changes if the end product seemed exciting enough, but the console's projected specs, Intellivision's shady investment pitches, and the poor behavior of CEO Tommy Tallarico makes it hard to get excited about the Amico. Now, I don't know who Tommy Tallarico is. Maybe I've interacted with him once or twice on Twitter. I don't know the man personally. I don't really care. What I care about is this journalist printing slanderous lies about me. Before diving into the nitty-gritty of the console, it's also worth knowing about Tommy Tallarico, who has become the face of Amico. Tallarico purchased Tallarico purchased the rights to the original Intellivision brand name, and all of its classic games in 2018. Well, you might recognize his name from old episodes of Judgment Day or Electric Playground. Don't even know what those are. Tallarico is primarily known for the creator of concert series Video Game Live. He also composed music for numerous games. He's also quick to speak his mind, which often leads to issues. Tommy Tallarico posts on the Atari Age forums frequently. He replies to folks around a dozen times a day, sometimes more. Many of those posts are what you'd expect. But if you dig around more, you'll find some truly bizarre ones. Tommy has insulted critics, so reporters, good, and YouTubers, I don't know about that, who are critical of the Amico, even calling some of these people gaming-ists and mentally unstable. He also refers to critics as idiots, morons, and has told them to return to their safe spaces when they won't challenge him in an interview. Tallarico routinely participates in thread wars, arguing with people for hours a day. Don't care. None of that matters to me. I think it would be hard to find a CEO that isn't, problematic in some way, shape, or form. Some sort of bizarre world where I need to like a game company's CEO to play their games. I suppose it does happen. A great example of Tallarico's odd behavior as CEO came after the Ars Technica report about the publicly archived Amico dev portal and all the specs and info about it revealed. Tallarico, in response to that part, insulted the author of the article and threatened legal action in an odd and now deleted series of tweets that was saved by Game History Org founder Frank Cifaldi. It was also dragged up during a time during all of this. Now, here's where it gets totally bizarre. It was also dragged up during all of this that Tommy follows many right-wing white supremacists on Twitter. Now, they printed this line as a fact. There's no quotations. This is just Kotaku.com saying these people that they are following are white supremacists, opening them up to significant potential damage. Who are these people? Well, me, apparently, with no evidence. Dan Crenshaw and Tommy Lahren. Okay, so Kotaku.com is now just saying if you're a Republican in Dan Crenshaw's and Tommy Lahren's, case, you are a supremacist. For me, I don't even consider myself a Republican. I don't know why on earth you brought this up. And I do find it's interesting that Dan Conlon, whoever showed this, has me blocked, but not an impersonator account. So, Dan, I'm curious. This actually disappeared in the near history because this used to come up before. You could say this all you want, but what's the famous line you people always say? This is consequence culture. You have freedom of speech, but not freedom of consequences. Well, Zach Zweisen, look, your article, this is just a perfect example of how these lunatics let their political affiliations ruin their life. This is probably a good article about the Amico. The first part of it's pretty good. Looks like they spent a lot of time on it. Why? Why do you think that you need to slander other people? Now, I don't know what this games journalist has to say. But this was brought to my attention by Vito. It says in the news article about it, I don't know why Zach thinks that this is okay. It's not okay. You know, I would argue that this is likely to cause financial problems for Kotaku, because people with even deeper pockets than me are going to see this after you all share this video, which I hope that you do. I can see, you know, looking at Zach's social media, that he retweets a lot of, you know, far left talking points, like cringe points. You could see, I like that he's wearing his mask in his profile picture. That way, you know that way, you know, where he sits on mask mandates. That's, you know, an important thing that you put in your articles. And you see him retweeting stuff like, you know, I met a woman, you know, like, wait, I'm 36. I don't think in my lifetime there's ever been a national manhunt to find a black woman. I'm glad the family will have closure for Gabby, but my virtue signal. But my virtue signal. And it's other video games. Now, he's welcome to have his left-wing politics, and I can make fun of that. But what I won't do is slander and print lies about him, and I won't use Kotaku.com to do it. Kotaku needs to print a retraction, needs to remove this paragraph from this article. It's pretty simple to do. I don't need a public apology, but if you had any scruples at all, you would print a correction, because you're slandering these people as fact. It's going to be very expensive for you, I imagine. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.